All right, a little. And so on. Jamming in the key of C. Lately I've been having fun with this little looper thing. I'm not much good at them, but I can get a rhythm going, and I thought I do a little jump blues in C, which is, I don't know if we've done a lot of stuff in the key of C lately anyway, so I thought I would give C some love. So all I'm doing is I'm playing some basically major minor blues over the top of this little jump sound, and what I'm doing here is just a C7th. You know a C, right? Bar chord. Just get rid of that pinky and you got C7th. But I'm stabbing it. Nice steady rhythm, right? And F9, the 4 chord. So straight up blues. Big city blues though. Urban. And then to your G9. F, C. And then I gave it a little more tempo. To the F. And I went to G. I did a little diminished thing. 2/5. And that's basically what I played in that loop. What I want to show you today, though, is how I approach that in a really simplistic way, staying within, I guess I'll call this a blues box of sorts. I'm staying within that, right in here. And I might stray to a minor. That's that, when I take that third, C, what have I got? I got a C and an E, which is part of the C chord. But if I flatten that to an E flat, it becomes a minor. And in the blues, especially the jump blues, Chicago style, you can go major minor, and I'll show you that in a sec. But I'm basically working around just this, sort of between the 8th and the 9th fret mostly. Every once in a while I'll slide. But I mostly use this, or major. It's pulling out the chord, really. It's a C chord and a minor. If you go back and forth, it's kind of effective. So what I'll do now is just, I'll try and show you some licks. And if you want to, I can tear them apart slowly after, but I don't know what I'm going to play till I play it. So let's see what happens here. Stay right in there. So now let's put some tempo on and see what happens. That's just me riffing on a jump, like jump blues in C. What I'm playing though is, again, I'm mostly staying in here, or if I'll go up to my B string, I'll hit the 8th fret of my B. But the only variation I'm mostly using is little stretches, little blues stretches. You get a lot of mileage out of that, even though you're not leaving that general area, you know, the or. So major, minor. So if I go major, minor, that's a major, major, minor, major, minor, major, hardly moving around much though, right? Okay, now I'm just going to try and keep it really in the middle of the road. So see, I hardly even left this note configuration. So essentially it's these 3 notes, or sorry, 4. No, 3. 1, 2, 3. So, you know, you got your 10 on your D string, your 8 on your G string, your 10 on your G, and then just take that note right there and give it a little pull. Not a lot, don't overbend it. And you'll see just that alone. Watch what I can do with it. So I'm just hanging out right there. Not really going anywhere. So I've got major to minor. Major. The minor. So I just think it's sometimes people get, I know I do, I used to anyway, especially, like, where do I go when somebody's playing a standard, you know, like a jump blues or, you know, a blue jazz thing or whatever. But I find if I can at least nail down 3 or 4 notes that I know work, and then do a variation on those, I don't have to worry about getting all, you know, there's plenty of time for that later, because they're the same notes. Just repeat them. Sorry. You listen to Clapton, a lot of times he just repeats the same notes in different registers, you know. Rolling Stones. So, does that make sense to you? Because I hope it does. Because a lot of times if I look at a C chord like this, and I know I got my C note here, there's our root, right? I know if I work the 3 notes right here, or 4 notes, in different sequences, go major, minor, major, minor, it sounds complicated, but when you slow it down, really kind of simple. It's just a matter of phrasing, right? Finding melodies that are compelling, that's really what this is all about. You know, BB was so good at that. So simple, but right to the point. So I think playing with intention, if it's just 3-4 notes, that's okay, because we can find our, you know, find our melodies in there. So I'm just going to play you out and see what happens. I hope that gave you some ideas and it wasn't all too much for you. I try to keep it simple and in the middle of the alley, but I get carried away because, you know, it's fun. That's the Chicago jump blues style, and if you like what you're hearing, I got a ton of that kind of material at jimmydillon.com, so hit me up. We'll see you down the road.